make the cannabinoids have a higher surface area so that when you chew them up and when they're around water, they essentially have a higher solubility rate. So the example is the small little pellets of ice that you get in a Chick-fil-A cup. Yeah, it cools down your iced tea very fast, but it also dilutes out your iced tea. It's the small particles, but the high surface area, we get a high amount of solubility.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by a former guest, Chris Denicola from Crappie's Feel Better Hemp Company. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Dan. Thank you very much for having me back on.
Well, I have a story for our listeners, a real quick story, but it's a story about Chris last time he was on our show, which was about a year ago. I had just got hit by a car. I was on my bike and I got hit by a car and I had to have my hip replaced. And Chris was so generous, sent me a care package with a bunch of products, and I started using the products before the surgery, and then I used them after the surgery. And I normally don't endorse products, but this stuff really works. Chris, I was back on my bike in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I was back on my bike with a new hip. And get this, 3 months, I was skiing. 3 months, 90 days from the day I had my hip replaced, I was skiing. It had to have something to do with your stuff. So first off, thank you. For anybody who's listening, this stuff works.
Excellent. Hey, that's our mission. Help people feel better.
Certainly made my life a lot better. For the listeners, if you haven't had an opportunity to listen to our previous show, Chris, there are so many CBD companies out there. What's different about your products that makes them so effective?
Sure. We use a scientific process to make the cannabinoids more soluble. We also emphasize the CBG and CBN, minor cannabinoids that are becoming a lot more popular now. They actually, I believe, have a lot more potential than CBD alone. We also put them in the right dose. We use the right amount of terpenes. We have a chewable format that allows the cannabinoids and the terpenes to get into your system as fast as possible, so that you're not waiting for a nasty tincture under your tongue or a gummy bear to dissolve in your stomach.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. I was like, when you sent that stuff, I was like, this is great. Because the tincture's always kind of like, am I leaving it in there long enough under my tongue? It's kind of weird. Chewables are great. Everybody's used to a chewable. It's like a baby aspirin. You just pop it in.
Flintstone vitamin.
Yeah, exactly. But how did you make the chewables so that they are so effective?
It's basically, we have a science and a technology that we brought over from pharma. So essentially our experience in pharma. And what we've done is make the cannabinoids have a higher surface area so that when you chew them up and when they're around water, they essentially have a higher solubility rate. So the example is the small little pellets of ice that you get in a Chick-fil-A cup. Yeah, it cools down your iced tea very fast, but it also dilutes out your iced tea. It's the small particles, but the high surface area, we get a high amount of solubility. This is a proven GRAS pharma technology. We don't use chemical encapsulations or any solubility enhancing reagents. This is what modern pharma uses very effectively. And we've got the data, at least for the CBD, to prove that.
Yeah, I help say have a lot of nerds working with you.
We do.
You guys know this stuff. CBD is not a one-size-fits-all. The thing I like about your products is that each one is designed for a specific condition, and they're super easy to tell what those conditions are because it's right on the name of the products.
Exactly.
Give our listeners an example of some of the names of your products and what they do.
Sure. So the first one I'll call out is the Fade Fighter. Everybody starts having that kind of humdrum, either time in the morning or time in the afternoon. It's like, I can't get anything done. I just need that pick-me-up. I can have a cup of coffee or I can have something that's not caffeinated. We built this product to alleviate pain and inflammation so that, you're back to moving okay. But then that terpene blend is there to just give you that single-minded focus. I love taking that product when I just need to get a project done. We're seeing a huge actually acceptance and rebuy of that product, surprisingly through women. And the feedback that we're getting is that we're stuck at home. We've got a lot of stuff to do. The kids are driving us nuts. Our husbands are driving us nuts. And we just need to get stuff done. And it's a nice uplift, focusing, energetic product.
Mother's little helper.
That was...
What is it, the Fade? What is it again, the Fade?
Fade Fighter. Yeah.
Fade Fighter. Okay, so what? So that's that one. Give me a couple of the other ones.
Sure. So the next one is the Party Prep. You're sitting at home. You're like, okay, I got to go out. You know, they keep calling me. They keep texting me. I need to go. I don't want to go. This is that product to just get over that hump, to say, yep, I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to have fun. I'm going to be in a good mood. I'm not going to be crappy. It's just happy-go-lucky, but still focusing. You know, you're not impaired or messed up in any way. Feel-good product.
Yeah. And then when you do go out and you have a little bit too much celebration, what do you have for us then?
Then the next one is the Hangover Helper. It's a helper. It's extra strength. It actually includes CBN in there and a higher amount of CBG in there. And then a similar uplifting, kind of just get back to doing some work terpene blend. You feel a little bit better and you get things done.
Well, let's jump forward. I mean, you've made so much progress in the past year, but there's so much more to do between just getting the word out and building up your infrastructure and everything else. Are you going to start raising capital?
We are. We're looking at a raise right now in the $2 million range.
Sure.
What we're looking to raise that for is primarily the GMP manufacturing space, to make sure that we hit all the regulations that are going to be coming down the line from the Colorado government and the U.S. government, plus to be able to get them to some other countries. We need to step up and get that GMP certification. Mm-hmm. Other things that we're looking at are some PK and safety studies, along with just the sales and marketing activities that we know to get our name out and to get that momentum. And we also wanted to make a low-risk entry point for people to try out products. We've heard of a lot of people, they say, oh, CBD doesn't work for me. I tried one of those tinctures and it was $120 and it didn't work and I just feel burned. So just about all of our products start at $5. You can see if it works for you. Our work is to make sure that they understand what's going to happen and that they have little risks to try it.
I always felt like you're more playing the long game. It's not about getting rich quick and taking the money and running. This is about building sustainable business. And, you know, that's why, you know, this opportunity for investors, you'll probably have a lot of interest. I'll have all of Chris's information in the show notes and at MJBulls.com. So if somebody wants to follow back up and have a deeper dive into this, I'm sure he would be happy to talk to you. Chris, it's always fun having you on the show. Thanks for doing this.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
No, my pleasure. Let's do it again next year.
Absolutely. Thank you.